Hey, welcome to Car Channel Help. My name is Tim. Wanted to do a quick video on using keywords in your car channel videos. Well, first, what are keywords? Basically, it's what people will type in when they might go searching for something on YouTube. For example, I have something up here, car rewiring. So say somebody's doing a rewiring project on their car and you want them to find your video that you've just done on car rewiring. So the keywords are what people will type in to try to find you, whether it's car rewiring, car wiring, how to wire a car. Those are the search terms that they're using. Or it could be how to replace your brakes or how to install a carburetor, whatever. But what you want to do is be found. And the way to do that is to include keywords in your videos. You want to include them in the title. You want to include them in the description. You want to include them in the keywords. And you want to put them into the sort of tags, and I'll show those tags to you in a minute. But kind of want to just give you an idea of what it looks like. So let's just jump into this since I've got it pulled up. I entered in car rewiring, and you can see that Google actually gives you a couple of different suggestions, and that is actually a great keyword generation tool. If you see where it says on here, it says car wiring. Below that, custom wiring harness, car wiring tutorial, car wiring basics, automotive wiring diagram. Write those all down. Those are going to be some of your keywords that you want to use because it's what YouTube is trying to help people find what they're looking for. And when they find it and they stick to that video and they watch it, they keep showing that video more because it served the purpose. So this is a great source for you whenever you're doing that, trying to use keywords to be found. So let's just kind of go down and take a look. The very first video that comes up after this ad is rewire your whole damn car, how to do it correctly and inexpensively. And, there's 3 simple tricks to rewiring your car. I hate this guy. DIY wiring for any vehicle, car wiring 101. These are more keywords. Now, it doesn't mean you want to copy exactly what they did here, car rewiring 101, because you might end up just competing with that person. But what if you did DIY car rewiring 101 basics? Really bad example, but I'm just kind of saying this is what people are using, or what they've used to get found. And then the people that watch these videos allow them to get pushed up the sort of ranking. Classic car wiring 101, ultimate DIY automotive wiring, all of that. So what you want to do is take advantage of what YouTube is telling you. And just type in a lot of different options and see what comes up. Tutorial, basic, for beginners, diagram, repair, harness, explained. These are tips. These are really great things that you can use, and you can put them into your videos. And you can see down here, this person just has automotive and wiring for their hashtags. Now, they probably maybe also use some tags, but they have a transcript that's got all of those same words in there that you want to use that show up. And so that is a great tool for you to use. Look and see what other people are doing in their titles, in their descriptions, and in their hashtags. You can't really see what tags they used, but another great trick whenever you're doing this is to put the same keyword that you might have in your title down in your description. So if you say learn everything to rewire your own car, you might go down to your description and say, hey, I want to teach you everything you'll need to know about rewiring your own car. You see how I sort of use those same keywords over again? I recycle them. You don't want to just say rewire your own car, rewire your own car, rewire your own car 80 times. But you want to try to duplicate it where you can. That way, it definitely gives YouTube an idea of what your video is about. And so that's one of the ways that you can sort of take advantage of what's out there. There are a lot of other tools out there. I don't always recommend them. They're really not that great. TubeBuddy has some keyword suggestions. vidIQ has some. There's even actually a Google owns YouTube. Google actually has something called a keyword planner. And if you do a search for Google keyword planner. This will come up. You may have to set up a, oops, that's the ad. You may have to set up a Google Ads campaign or just create something to get started. But if you play around with the Google Keyword Planner, it kind of tells you how many times people are searching for certain things. So if I just said keyword planning or car rewiring, for example, it gives you some suggestions. Wiring harness, car electrical problem, electrical wiring, that kind of thing. So it gives you how many times people are searching for these kinds of words, and it gives you word ideas. And you can see, hey, not very many people search for this, but a lot of people search for that. So yeah, it's definitely something that you can take advantage of. There's a lot of tools out there, but I'm still a huge fan of using YouTube and using Google. For example, I just typed in how to rewire my Pontiac instrument cluster. And look what comes up. It's actually my video. Painless rewiring, instrument cluster rewiring. And I've got variations on that. I've got instrument panel rewiring, instrument cluster wiring, dash wiring, dash rewiring. I've got them all down in my tags. And so that way you can actually add additional words like that into your title. You can add them into your description, like I said, in the hashtags and then the tags. But also look at what everybody else is doing. Google actually shows you a lot of the time all of the results on YouTube, just on the Google search bar. You can actually see all the different videos here. And I'm ahead of all of these people because I went through and added it to my title, my description, my tags, and my hashtags. And again, this is just a great place to see how to diagnose and repair gauge cluster, how to remove instrument cluster, dashboard rewiring, my custom gauge cluster rewiring. You can see there's a lot of things here. The other thing you can do is if you just start to type in Google how to rewire, again, it fills in the rest. How to rewire a wiring harness, how to rewire your brain. But how do you rewire your headlights? And when you start to do that, it gives you suggestions over and over again. And every different form that you might use, how to wire instead of rewire, it gives you more suggestions. So really write these down, copy and paste, do whatever you can to take advantage of this. And because the great thing is if your video shows up on YouTube, it could actually show up on Google search like mine did. If I went to Google and I typed in how to rewire my Pontiac instrument cluster, my video comes up first. People come to YouTube then to watch that video. They may have been looking for something in a forum, or they may have been looking for an answer from a mechanic or something like that. And they find your video. And then they come to YouTube. They may subscribe. Who knows? That's great. Wow. But you can also see here, Google provides you typical common questions that people ask. How do I restore my instrument cluster? Does a replacement instrument cluster need to be programmed? How do I reset my GM instrument? And all of those things come up a lot. And then you can also even look at some of the headlines from the forums themselves. Instrument cluster dash rewiring question, gauge cluster question. You can see this. Your video could be, do you have a gauge cluster rewiring question? Question mark. Look at all of the sources that Google is giving you, and then Google is saying these are all great resources. So copy these resources. Use them in your headlines. Use them in your videos. Use them in your descriptions. Look at this. Just the two of the top three images are mine, because I had that stuff in there, and it's working. You can also see all the list of other questions people are asking, and you've got pages and pages in YouTube and in Google that gives you a lot of different suggestions for what you want to try out. And you can try different things. You can go in and try that headline, and if it doesn't work, try something different. The other thing that you can do, and this is kind of a little more technical, I do internet marketing for a living, and some of the things that I know, that you may not know, Google and YouTube actually want to learn as much as they possibly can. Now, if you look at my example here, this is my head, this is my title, This is my description, right? But look what I named the file. If you can look over here, look what I named the file of the video that I uploaded. It's not just video 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 .mp4. It's dash rewiring on a 68 Pontiac Le Mans. I called that file name something unique. I called this image that I uploaded something unique related to dash rewiring or instrument cluster rewiring. So Google is not only seeing my title, they're seeing my description, they're seeing all these hashtags here that I put in, but they're also seeing the file name of the video, they're seeing the file name of the image, the thumbnail, they're seeing the title of my playlist, and they're seeing it down here in my tags. And you can see I take up all the tag space that I can. Rewiring the dash cluster, wiring the instrument cluster, rewiring a Le Mans, how to rewire a car. I took all of those different titles, and so every time somebody does a search similar to this, YouTube and sometimes even Google is going to show this result at the top. So yeah, take advantage of what's already there in front of you. Don't spend money going to any of these other places and setting up all these extensive accounts. They do this for free. You can go on to Google, you can go on to YouTube and search for what your video is about, and you can include it in the titles, in the descriptions, just like I keep saying over and over again. Put it everywhere you possibly can, and you're going to get higher rankings. It's going to help if you've got a entertaining video or an educational video that people want to watch. And, they watch it all the way through. They don't just go through the first 2 seconds. They watch it all the way through, because the more it gets seen and the more people watch it, the longer they watch it for, the more YouTube is going to push it up in the ranking. It's only if the people find it interesting that they will improve your ranking when people are doing these searches here. So this person here who has this very first video, a lot of people probably watch it all the way through to the end. And, so it's something that it is working. People are finding what they wanted to see. And so, it obviously was a good one. It's got a lot of views. Somebody else may have more views than this one. Like this one may have more. This has 104 views, but it's below this one that only has 3.5 thousand views. Why do you think that is? I guarantee you more people watch this all the way through than they watch this one all the way through. So that more people found it interesting and stayed longer on that video. So it's not just about making a video and then saying, doing all of the keyword stuff. That'll help you initially, but if people don't like the video and watch the video all the way through, you may start to fall back down on the rankings. So it's very important to also have good quality videos. It's not just your keywords. So I hope that helps. Hope it gives you some ideas. Give me some comments down in the questions below if you have questions or if you have ideas on how you do it as well. I'd appreciate it. Thank you very much for tuning in. We will catch you next time.